Tech Guy. We need to see my beautiful face. There we go.
Oh,
all right.
Wow.
We are back.
Look at that shiny head.
It's amazing, right? Haven't shaved in like 4 days. Welcome back to the Unorthodox podcast. I am Evan. I almost said I am Tech Guy. Tech Guy is in the room with me.
Hi, I'm Tech Guy.
He's Tech Guy. We haven't. You can't hear him that much. We're focusing the mic more on me because I am the show.
Mm-hmm.
I am the show. I am the science. No. Anthony Fauci. I had a conversation with a mutual friend about Anthony Fauci today over Snapchat. He likes him. I don't.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I think he's a bit of.
Wait. Which friend? No,
the one in med school.
The one in med school. Wait. Oh wait. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know.
He likes him. I very much don't.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't like him. He's not anti him.
Not anti. Yeah.
I mean, really am, because he's kind of a piece of shit. Not the friend Fauci.
Yeah. No, I don't. I mean, I don't have major opinions on Fauci.
Oh, don't give me that shit. Yes, you did.
Well,
you're doing it him right now. You're saying, like, I never thought that. Yes, you fucking did.
No, I mean,
I have receipts.
did.
I can go into the Emmitsburg
No,
Preserve.
I'm not saying I never did. I just don't have any, like, major opinions on him at this moment.
Yeah, so he managed to fade in the background like fucking Palpatine. Anyway.
Okay.
All right. So, it's been a while. Somehow, Fauci has returned. All right, anyway. So, it's been a while since we had the show. Been a bit busy. Well, I don't know if I'm going to do one next week. Starting in April, we're going to have a lot more stuff. I have a lot of stuff planned. New tech. It's going to be great. A lot of good stuff. I forgot my sword. So we were going to have a new tech guy.
Was it going to be the beheading today?
Today was indeed the beheading. You may have noticed the spike on your way in. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well,
socials.
To tell another day.
Nah, well, you know what? It's not like what else are you what's more important than that? What are you going to do after that? It's not like really a timetable. All right. Socials. You can follow me on Instagram, X, and TikTok, maybe not for very long, at UnorthoBros. What do you think about the TikTok ban?
The TikTok ban?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think so. Here's what I think about the TikTok ban. I think a lot of people talk about the data privacy things, where it's like, oh, it takes all your data. That's not the concerning thing. People are missing the real point. The real point is that there's a potential that you have a foreign military power. They're a nation that we could be in conflict with.
Yeah.
Like
who also owns the president?
Next 10, 20 years, who has a thing something in their control that is a major
the sitting
media
president
source,
of the United States.
Right? No, it's a major media source, right?
His son. Yes.
But right. So if you're China and you can put out media that's anti-American or anti-patriotic, then all of a sudden,
or just destroy the attention spans of an entire generation of people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you even look at the way that they market TikTok to their own population for young people.
Well, they don't even use it. They have
China,
educational stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that they don't use it. It's that
it's more.
It's regulated heavily in China, and also young people are targeted with educational material, not with brain rotting garbage. you know. Yeah, never felt good after scrolling through reels or something like that.
Oh God, no! Your brain just feels foggy, and think most of these people would be in a weeder camp. Rolling through.
God, oh no!
You shake ass. You go where the fuck west? Where you go film Pocahontas? What's the Pocahontas? Jesus Christ. What's the Chinese princess? Ariel.
Wow,
no, that's the
It's really not coming off.
That's the Congolese one. No, it's
Mulan.
I got the one that sucked. The one
Mulan.
The one that
love Mulan, the best Disney princess.
No, but yeah, it's the one where the actress wouldn't shut up about Taiwan, and they use the guards from the Uyghur concentration camp as security for the set.
Wait, what?
You didn't hear about that?
No, I did not.
Disney used the Uyghur concentration camp guards in whatever province it was as security for the Mulan set.
What? That is nuts.
Mickey Mouse is burning in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Show email. You can email us questions, stuff, advice at theunorthodoxpod@gmail.com. Send your emails there. That will be changing. I'm going to make a Proton email. That gets me more cred with the online crowd, I guess, because Gmail isn't secure or something. Which I believe, but whatever. Watch us on YouTube, Rumble, listen on Spotify. We got a lot more people on Spotify. May have a bigger crowd in Ireland here pretty soon. Well, yeah, I won't go into that, but yeah. Venmo. Some of you have Venmo'd. I will match every dollar.
We're so poor.
Every dollar you give me, I will match $1. Give me $1. I'll give $1. That's $2 to the show. 100% of that goes back into the show. Not spending it on my booby videos online. Not spending it on the fish you see to the side here. Why is that screen freezing? Is that just?
I have no idea.
Is that just on this, or can they see that?
No, please don't. Please don't bring out the sword. I don't want.
No, I'm concerned that it's going to be all laggy because
I don't want my head.
You know what? We're gonna continue as if the monitor isn't lagging like hell right now, and pray to God. All of you pray to God. That's not.
Oh wow, that's.
Oh my God! Go to the second camera. Okay, is this good? Okay, this one's good. Jesus.
This one's much better.
Is what's on the camera right now? Is the phone off?
The phone is. Oh, yep. Okay. Yeah, look at that. OBS.
Okay, I'm gonna talk. You do what you can do with that.
No, I think that's Wi-Fi issues. Okay.
There's no Wi-Fi. Okay, fuck it.
No. Because it looks like it's trying to but keep going.
Okay,
keep
fuck
going.
it. Most of you listen to this on Spotify anyway. Announcements. We have big announcements today.
When you said big, that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Is it cake?
Oh.
Is it cake? That is the question of the day. The answer is no. It is not cake. It is a physical manifestation of your crushed dreams and ambitions as you slowly and subconsciously resign yourself to the life that you once claimed you would rather die than live. As you join... What the fuck? Why is it blinking? Why is it blinking, tech guy?
Yeah,
I have a whole thing here. As you join the mass of men leading lives of quiet desperation, any ideas and delusions that you were special and were meant for great things have washed away like footprints in the sand or every civilization, mighty civilization that has ever existed. You will have many regrets on your deathbed, both things that have been done and left undone. You will have more from the latter side. You will wail at the futility of it all and the blink of an eye that was your meager existence. Oh, it is cake.
Oh man.
Yes.
They never are cake. It's always like the actual thing, you know. They always bring out the knife.
It's the Trojan horse. You think, oh, it looks so much like cake. No, it has to be an existential crisis. Turns out it is cake.
Oh man.
Everything I just said was true, by the way. Find the highest point and see if you can fly. Or don't do that. YouTube, it's a joke. Supermarket cake. Always somewhere between stale and fresh. But I can never make the frosting as good. Alright. Oh god. He's fucking with that. We're gonna keep going. Question. I'm gonna keep eating this cake, so just, you know.
Oh yeah.
ASMR people are gonna like this. I give you permission to touch yourself to me eating this cake. By all means, I'm a big fat ass. Question of the day. Are some cultures better than others?
Oh. You know what? This is something that I think about almost every day.
Is it?
No.
Okay, I don't know what he's doing. Yes. The answer is yes.
Is this a bit?
This is not a bit. The answer is unequivocally yes.
I don't know whether you're doing a bit right now.
No, it is. Yes, some cultures are what.
Okay, wait. Explain yourself.
What is the better culture? The one that allows me to sit here and eat this cake on camera, talking about why American culture is better than everyone else, or the one that has a religious order to drive across the border and murder 1,000 people in their children in their beds and do rapes and stuff.
Is that culture or is that something else?
Well, you know what? That's a good question. Let's define that. That's actually a very good question.
Yeah, I don't know, cause like that might be.
How's the camera coming?
That might be government, you know.
Who's government? Who are you blaming here?
Like that might be, you know, like the people who want to drive across borders and kill people, stuff like that. That might be more government than culture.
What government though? That's what I'm.
Yeah, what government?
We know who we're referring to. Hamas and Israel here.
Oh no, that's not who I thought we were. I thought we were referring to like. Yeah, never mind. Okay,
both. I mean, both. Either way.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of governments that are authoritarian or cruel or
I know. But you thought I was referring more general. But you know what? Let's take that as a case study. The Hamas and Israel. First of all, take the Venmo thing off.
Oh yeah, that's take that off. Yeah.
This isn't about race.
Hamas and Israel keep going.
This isn't about race. All races are equal in the eyes of God. Understand that. No one is better than another just because just because of a certain amount of melanin in their skin. You'll get that from the far right and the far left. It's not me. I totally get it. be colorblind, I guess, but that's racist. You know, you're not supposed to do that anymore. Well, who was it who said that he wishes his kids were judged by the content of their character, not by the color of their skin? I believe it was the Grand Wizard.
Yeah, but also, you look at the things that Martin Luther King stood for and the things he said, it's not just that. I mean, I feel like that's a quote that gets taken out of, context.
It was in his biggest speech.
Yeah, it was.
Out of context.
But also, I think people forget that, for instance, Martin Luther King and the FBI had a very contentious relationship because the FBI did not like him because of the color of his skin, and he acknowledged that there were systemic issues in his culture. In fact, that's what he also said that you shouldn't be judged. He shouldn't be judged by that, and he won't judge other people by that. In his personal life, he was a bit of a dickhead. I feel like that's often used to undermine what he actually stood for, or to make a different point necessarily than he was trying to like.
What point was he trying to make with that?
I mean, he was trying to say exactly that, but also everything that he stood for, was not. I don't know.
Bridging racial divides. You seem like you're trying to say there should be racial divides.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's a little bit more complex, and people often.
I don't think it is.
Try to.
Because we were doing pretty well before 2008.
Like, systemic racism doesn't exist.
It doesn't.
And then they'll use that. They'll, quote that.
What law currently exists that allows discrimination against minorities?
Well, I mean, a lot of zoning laws for it. Like, you can look in some zoning laws, and they literally
don't sell houses to black people. What?
Yeah, you can literally find that in some local zoning laws because they didn't change in essence. They just.
Is that an oversight or is that a legitimate thing? I feel like you're bullshitting.
That's not false. Like, you can literally go and look at
that's fine.
some zoning laws. Like they're usually local things. It's a lot like, for instance.
Here's one from 1917.
Well, no. Okay, so for instance, right, my cousin
relevant.
Was unable to live with a bunch of roommates in Canada because their local ordinance did not.
Fucking Canada.
No.
They don't count. They're not a people.
But this is a similar.
Worse than moles.
This is a similar situation, right?
Okay.
My cousin was not able to live in a house with her roommates because if there were more than 7 women living in a house together without a man's supervision, it's considered a brothel, right? So she actually could not move into a house with her roommates.
Canada.
There were too many of them.
Good job. Good job.
What are you doing?
Because I think someone mentioned we have the same law in this town for sororities, which I get. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't have gotta have a designated chaperone.
Weston, women are emotional. Tech guy. That wasn't his name. I did not just say his name.
You can edit that out. Because this is.
I totally will because I totally know how to edit one word out.
You could just cut the mic right there.
I'll cut the mic right there. Oh, sausage.
Have you heard of the story of Terrare? Do you know about this character?
I have no idea.
So, have you ever seen the Sam O'Nella Academy videos? This is a YouTube channel that was wildly popular and then disappeared and then came back.
Many such cases.
Anyway, but he did a video on this guy named Terrare, right? And there's a lot of other videos, but I think his was kind of the first popular one. He's kind of, yeah. Anyway, apparently he had just this weird anatomy, right? Where he'd eat things and it would just basically go through him. Like, he was always just had a voracious appetite because his gut was not formed correctly.
That's awesome.
Right?
So he'd just poop out a full cheeseburger?
Kind of. He'd still, but he didn't digest things right, I think. And physicians talked about doing the autopsy on him, and they talked about how they would look down his throat, and they could pretty much see into his stomach. He just had weird anatomy, right?
On the right angle, maybe.
Yeah. And so, but this guy, right, he had a voracious appetite. He was always just scrounging around looking for food anywhere he could get it, And one time, he was in this hospital where he kind of stayed for a lot of his life.
Yeah.
And someone left him alone.
Oh, no.
With a baby. And then they came back and the baby was gone. And they were like, Terrare, where'd the baby go? Terrare, did you eat the baby?
No. Did he eat the baby?
We don't know, but probably.
Why would he? Was he mentally ill?
No, he was.
You made it sound like he was an elephant man who's gonna
like,
fall in love with a blind chick who could see him for who he really was.
No. This guy was just always like so hungry because he wasn't formed right.
So
right?
he ate a
so
baby.
He just needed like nutrition all the time. He was like desperately hungry. He was rail thin, you know. So presumably he felt like he was starving to death, and so he ate the baby.
Good lord.
Not to justify it.
No, of course not.
I mean, obviously, like, you should not.
I don't know. If you're in a hospital,
Yeah,
chairs are
that's
leather.
up.
Some leather chairs. I don't know.
Messed
All right.
up.
Let's get to the 5 in the chamber. It's been...
All right.
My God, how long has it been?
19 minutes.
Good God. All right, 5 in the chamber. Let's get that stinger.
All right. Love that.
All right, 5 in the chamber. First of all...
Yo! Yo, holy shit, he dead!
Okay, that was weird.
All right.
All right. A teacher at St. Clair High School in Missouri has been fired. Let's get that overlay up there. Overlay 1 should be the bottom.
Right.
There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, we got
A
it.
teacher at St. Clair High School in Missouri has been fired after only 5 days on the job after the administration was made aware of her OnlyFans account, from which she had made over $1 million. Good Lord, why are you a teacher at that point? I lasted 5 days before they put me on leave and subsequently fired me this month, she said. They admitted that they didn't call my references or Google me before they hired me. It's weird. I
I mean, kind of
Principal
your
just
fault
like-
at that point if you don't do your research.
he's just looking. Just,
you know.
I'm sorry, what? Yeah, you're hired, fine. They claim that I violated their social media policy, but will not respond to me with how I violated it. Gee, I can think of one reason. Or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, her former students have said that they are especially disappointed in the firing because while she was a harsh grader, she was always generous in handing out double Ds.
There we go.
We are 12 years old.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Shocking
Yeah.
amount of boob jokes today so far.
Yeah. Wow. Not the most highbrow day we've
Not
done.
the most
but
highbrow day we've done, no.
Maybe the I don't know. Yeah.
A memorial for victims of the Tiananmen Square massacre has been erected outside of the European Parliament in Brussels. The statue had formerly been removed from a Hong Kong university in 2021. Officials have said that while the statue sends a strong signal to China, it is unfortunately less than half the size of the Rwandan genocide massacre memorial. Yeah, I see. There's no picture for that because have you seen the Drake picture?
No, I have not.
It's him with just like leaning like that, and it's like big old black cocks hanging out.
Huh.
That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna find that. I was like, we will get shadow banned.
Like, that's not.
It's a big penis joke,
Yeah.
small penis joke, people.
Again.
Again.
Really hitting the highbrow jokes. This.
We run a tight shift here. All right. A new study has found that wokeness, defined as having a stronger alignment towards pro-social justice stances, leads to higher rates of anxiety, unhappiness, and depression, while people with conservative leanings tend to be happier and have more fulfilled lives. It's self-perception, of course. This comes as a shock because it was previously believed that the key to happiness was removing healthy sex organs, taking large amounts of birth control, SSRIs, and being brutally raped by illegal migrants. As one would think, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say I don't think that the majority of rapes are carried out by.
Did I say the majority? I didn't say the majority.
Okay, well.
I'm just saying, it's maybe not the best idea to let an unlimited amount of people in here just say, we'll call you later.
Yeah, I think.
Come on,
so,
we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
I mean,
people
I
are dead because of
think
it.
that we should try to actually fix the immigration system, though.
Like a wall.
No. Not
Why
like
not?
that.
I've heard no good reason we shouldn't build a wall. It just sounds stupid. Okay, why?
Because it's really expensive and not the best.
There's a
way to-
billion different things we could fund 100 walls with how much we've given Ukraine.
Okay, yeah, but I would argue that giving Ukraine funding is a better use of government money.
Than protecting our own citizens.
That's not the way I view it at all.
How?
Because illegal migrants mostly just want to work, right? They mostly just want to come over and contribute to the economy.
Do they
Right.
though, or we just give them a bunch of free stuff and put them in hotels in New York? who is begging for Biden to do something, by the way. You know it's bad when these cities who didn't have to deal with this before is like, oh, we're sanctuary cities. And when, Ron DeSantis and wheelchair guy in Texas, what's his name? Abbott. Greg Abbott.
Yeah.
Actually, all right, put up or shut up. And they send them, it was like, oh, please stop doing this. We can't take this. Because,
Okay, but
why the fuck
also,
should Texas and Florida have to deal with this?
Here's the thing, too, because I've gotten media coverage on that story from the left and the right. And from the left wing, it's like people say, oh, yeah, and the people in Martha's Vineyard and upstate New York and whatnot, the people in those places, they were like, okay, yeah, we're cool with this.
All right,
and then all the right wing sources say that everyone like freaked out and couldn't.
Well, no,
handle
what
it.
they were saying, because there was a lot of left wing sources like saying it's so inhumane and even It's like, all right, take them.
Yeah.
We don't take them.
Yeah,
if it's inhumane it'll be inhumane if we take care of them. Fucking take them.
Yeah.
Take 1,000 busloads. You clearly can deal with them. That's what I'd say. If I'm Ron DeSantis or Greg Abbott, I wouldn't stop until dickhead New York, Eric Adams, maybe I think his name is, came down to Tallahassee or Austin in a private meeting, no media coverage, got on his knees. I bend over, turn around, and he kisses my ass. Then I was like, all right, we'll take it down by 50%, but we're not gonna stop. You've bitched at us for far too long. You're gonna suffer.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that story was like it was really just a media stuff.
Well, because it's not just Martha's Vineyard. It's Chicago. It's New York. It's like every major city in California. And it's still going on. It's not just it's D.C. They're dropping them in front of like Democrat politicians' houses. Which, by the way, you have like Eric Adams saying, if you have a private, you have an open room in your house, take him. What about you? You live in a mansion, you jackass.
So see, here's the thing about that too is honestly, so I believe in the free market, right? So there are employers in the United States who cannot find American workers because no Americans want to do the job.
That's bullshit, because I got fired for them. I got fired for them. I've told you this story before.
That is a true story. But
yes, it is.
But
I have been affected by it. They took my job.
Americans who want to work in, like, for instance, a meat packing plant, right?
I know several.
I don't know. I think it's not a great life.
I think because you see in Tyson, it's not just they close the plant, they moved the damn thing and hired a bunch of migrants because they could pay them less. Companies are taking advantage of this, and frankly, the language that the left uses for this is a little bit disgusting because, like, it's almost, they view them as, like, almost just subhuman orcs. Like, almost slave labor. Right? It's like, they do the dirty jobs, while us smart white people go to college.
But the whole thing is it's the American
Look
dream.
how generous we are.
Right?
No. The American dream, what our ancestors did, they came here, tamed an untamed wilderness, and fought off Indians with sticks. These ones came here, are flown over, they're bussed over by the American government, put up in hotels for free, given like fucking free cards of money and truckloads of food.
These, like, free hotels.
You don't
live truckloads of food.
Though. Go to New York.
Have you ever seen this happen?
I don't go to airports.
Like, I like.
Just because I haven't seen it with my own eyes? That's the metric you base things off of?
They talk about how much money and how we're just giving a bunch of Mexicans things for free.
Yes.
I've never seen this. I've never seen the receipts.
Have you looked?
Like,
I don't think you've looked. So I don't think you want to know.
Okay, but have you looked either? Like,
yes.
Have you genuinely looked?
There was a whole big scam where Delta was flying them over. Gee, what happened about 20 years ago, a little more than 20 years ago, where we decided, hey, maybe we should identify people who we put on planes. And then something happened. I believe.
Yeah,
something happened somewhere, I believe in a big city. I'm back in the New York
too is that,
now.
like, most developed countries, the United States included, although at a lower rate, are experiencing some serious demographic problems, right? So immigration is one of the big
One would call that
reasons.
the Great Replacement. That's what you're describing right now as a thing.
No, that's...
you are describing that.
What do you think I mean by demographic problems?
White people ain't banging.
Like, yes,
except
but the Great Replacement is not
Orthodox Jews and traditional Catholics. You're welcome.
So, but...
Hungary has fixed it, by the way.
That the Great Replacement is the idea that Democrats are trying to bring in more, like, subservient populations to their ideology.
Yeah, which they've kind of admitted they should do.
No.
Yeah, the think tanks, like all the big...
Anyway, but what I'm saying is that, like, we actually need people to fill all of the roles that our society has.
Why don't we just encourage people to have more babies?
Because we should just let people do whatever they want. We should just.
Well,
let people
Hungary is
have
the
as many
only
kids
developed
as
country
they
that has
want to.
turned this around. You get a 25% tax credit for each kid you have.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
And
but,
they've completely turned it around. Good job, Viktor Orban. They've demonized for some reason.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a big thing that you know, a
Israel
lot of people
may
don't
have too, I don't
kids
remember.
for financial reasons. I mean, even me, you know, I'm thinking about when's the right time financially to have a kid.
I think you be
But-
fruitful and multiply.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
one of the reasons is us
Well,
Catholics
yeah, I
aren't
mean-
allowed to use condoms, so that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like,
Freaking natural law. Shit.
are you mad, Evan?
Little bit. I mean, not even a Snickers wrapper. I'm gonna talk to my boy Francis about that. All right.
Is that like? Is
No,
that
it's a real law.
written? Is that not even a Snickers wrapper line? Is that word for word?
What?
The not is it written down like in like the doctrine? I don't know.
Not
what
even
you guys
it's
use
the catechism. No,
Yeah, is
you're
that in
just
the
not you're not allowed to
catechism?
you're not allowed to do it. It's supposed to be like you're supposed to be
not
open,
even use a Snicker
Snickers.
wrapper.
nor sheepskin,
Nor sheepskin.
nor pull out,
Nor tortilla.
nor parentheses. And I'm really ashamed of this one. A water bottle. It's like, who wrote this? No, but the rule is like it's supposed to be. Catholics are all about natural law.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to impede. But there is a thing that we have called natural family planning, where it's basically you're allowed to bang as much, but it's like you're basically tracking ovulation cycles essentially.
You're
Yeah,
trying to like.
and it works.
Yeah.
Most people like they're like, a lot of Catholics do have big families, but it's most of the time because we just want big families.
Well, yeah. I mean, you grow up in a big family.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah,
but sometimes
more
it's
likely
just, and a
to
lot
have
of
a big
them are
family.
and a lot of them are kind of like Irish or Italian descent, where they're just popping out like rabbits.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I do enjoy that us Irish were put into the white people canon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the skin color is pretty. I mean, like Irish people. So.
Well, it
one
didn't
thing
used to be
that I
based
find-
off of that. It just used to be based off of we don't like you. Like Irish and Italians used to be not
Oh yeah,
considered
100%.
white.
It used to just be totally based on like.
But I looked exactly like you. It's like I don't know. You're gross and you're dirty and you eat cabbage and potatoes. Leave.
Yeah.
Thank you, British.
But,
Now, number 4. What time? What are we at for time? This has been going a while.
we're half an hour in.
Let's
so.
keep rocking.
Well,
4.
yeah, I mean,
Stormy Daniels has said, "You have no idea how long it took me to find this picture. I Google images Stormy Daniels.
Oh,
porn.
'cause you just had to
yes.
sift
Stormy Daniels. Trump. Porn.
Yeah.
Porn.
You just-
Stormy
you
Daniels.
just had to
CNN.
sift
ABC.
through. Yeah.
Anything I put.
you
Porn.
wish you wouldn't
Porn.
have found the porn, but you just had to sift
No,
through it.
I'm
for
not-
research.
just-
for research, you needed to
No,
do it.
I was trying to find the whatchamacallit, overlay here.
Yeah,
but-
exactly. For research.
All right, fuck you. Stormy Daniels
Okay,
says
fine.
that she is absolutely ready to testify against Trump if she is called. I am absolutely ready. I've been ready. I am hoping with all of my heart that they call me because I don't need someone to speak for me, Daniels said. I relish the day that I get to face him and speak my truth, adding that this would be an interesting change for her as men usually face her from behind. We
You heard it here.
highbrow
first,
jokes
folks.
today. Is that the 4th sex joke we've had?
I think that is the 4th. Let's see.
Boobs.
The last one was Well, the last
Drake,
one was
the Rwandan genocide penis joke.
yeah,
migrant rape.
genocide, penis joke.
Is the 5th one? Let's see. No, the 5th one's not. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Number 5.
All right.
Texas officials. No, that's the.
Oh wow.
Way
Yeah.
to kill that
blow
one.
the
Good
big.
job. Texas officials have expressed concern over the practicality of the new state law allowing for the arrest and deportation of illegals crossing the border. We don't have a van that we can use to transport people in, said Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland. Outside-the-box thinkers, however, have suggested subsidizing a company that specializes in such devices to remove troublemakers over long distances. That would be the...
Yep.
Da, 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 da. I honestly love the idea. You can't do the... Cat. Thing is, they just run back over.
Yeah, I mean,
Speedy
just tuck and roll, right?
No, Speedy Gonzales.
Oh.
In Looney Tunes world, Mexico is just a bunch of Speedy Gonzales.
You
Joke
heard it
didn't
here
land.
first.
All right. Is that your catchphrase now? Jesus.
I think it is.
He's trying
yeah.
so hard to have a thing. All right, second segment. I didn't have much planned for this one, so I will be taking live on air the Dark Tetrad test. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Dark Tetrad is a thing in psychology. It's composed of the traits of narcissism, Machiavellianism, which is like your ability to manipulate people, psychopathy, you're a psychopath, and sadism. If you watch Jordan Peterson, he talks about this a lot. The higher you correlate on these. Wait, no. The more sexual partners you have, the higher you are. The higher. What's the word I'm looking for here? The higher you correlate on this test. Does that sound right? Yeah. It used to be the Dark Triad. Then they added sadism. Now it's a tetrad. So, judging by what I said earlier, it's gonna be super low. Probably like
100%, yeah.
a hand's worth.
But, you know.
No. All right, so we're gonna be taking this. You read me the questions. I will answer them.
All right, so the first is just an image, and what goes in this thing.
This is like an IQ test.
Oh wait, no, this is. Yeah, I almost fell for the clickbait. Okay.
Scroll all the way. You're at the bottom. Scroll all the way. You're at 10. What am I?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. It's not wise to let people know your secrets. Do you strongly?
I can see that.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
Agree?
Agree. Yeah.
All right. People see me
with the caveat that it kind of depends. Like, you know, if you have a spouse, you shouldn't really share. You shouldn't have any secrets with your spouse.
Like, don't divulge other people's secrets.
Don't gossip really. If you know, go to confession, you say every single thing. You don't hide. If you hide something, that in itself is a mortal sin. So with certain exceptions, agree.
Yeah. Okay. People see me as a natural leader.
Disagree. I kind of usually fall into subservient roles, but that's been changing recently. Made some changes to myself and kind of been more assertive.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, okay, people often say I'm out of control.
That's a very broad one. Let's go neither agree or disagree.
Okay.
That's context dependent.
Watching a fist fight excites me.
Agree. I'm a man. We like that stuff.
I mean, come on. Does that really make me a psychopath?
You
watching people.
You've never stayed up at 3 a.m. watching, bear fights, just bears like rip each other apart on Live Leak, or shark attack. Someone just sitting on a surfboard and all of a sudden they go under. They come back. They're missing an arm. You never seen that before? Why?
I mean.
All right. Next question.
All right. Whatever it takes, you must get the important people on your side.
Whatever it takes, you must get the important people on your side. Well, it depends, really. Like, if you're trying to make it in business, or you're trying to make, maybe you start,
So at any cost, you need to get the people, the important
agree.
people on
I'll
your
go
side.
agree.
Yeah, agree.
I'm a very indecisive person, good lord.
I tend to fight against authorities and their rules.
Neither agree or disagree. Well, agree. I actually don't agree. Because back in high school, I think it's one of the reasons I ended up kind of screwed up a little bit. Not screwed up, but just, a little more. I had to go through a trial by fire to become less of a bitch when I first got into college. Because I didn't really push because a big part of development when you're an adolescent is kind of pushing the envelope and seeing what you can get away with. I didn't really do that much. I have been now. Like, jobs have given me rules. Like, who I currently work for has a lot of them. I would assume you can guess that. And I have broken so many of them just out of
do you want to say that
pure
on a
spite.
Podcast?
No one's found this. They don't know what. It could be just, don't take from the fridge. Break from fridge. Agree.
Fair enough. All right, agree though. I have a unique talent for persuading people.
God, no, strongly disagree. Good
Strongly
lord.
disagree.
You guys have heard me on this podcast. I stutter. It's no, absolutely not.
All right. Okay. I really enjoy violent films and video. I mean, who doesn't? But
well, agree. Agree. Because not like gratuitous violence, where it's just torture porn, like Saw.
Yeah,
it's like but it's like Saving Private Ryan or something like that.
Yeah, like
Halo. Yeah, I love that shit. Yeah.
Violent movie
with a point, like Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones, something like that. Yeah, not
exactly.
like Saw.
Like not violence for the violence.
Yes.
Violence for
It's like I watch porn for the plot.
Yeah, exactly.
All 2.5 minutes of it. All right.
Group activities tend to be dull without me.
Oh, see that's a question for that's a question for other people.
You think it is?
Just no,
Like,
no.
well, yeah.
You know what this is? This is a narcissism question. This is a narcissism
pretty
question.
clearly, but
See, I see. I don't even neither agree or disagree because I don't have any frame of reference for this.
yeah, I've been in more fights than most people my age or gender.
Agree, unfortunately.
Agreed. Okay.
I haven't started any, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny when idiots
Undefeated,
fall flat on
though.
their face.
What was that one?
It's funny. Okay, wait, but you were a wrestler in high school.
No, I'm not
One
counting
thing-
that.
What?
I'm not counting wrestling.
Well,
No, what's
no,
crazy?
What I'm saying though is that like people who have not like you have such an advantage of being like.
No,
seriously,
that's crazy.
don't mess with
In some of the
someone who
fights I've been, like it's like you 4 years after, it's still in there.
Yeah, exactly.
I want a guy like we both know. He like came and tackled me. I instantly like sprawled on him and went around and ankle picked him.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
insane.
Yeah.
It was like breathing. It was
stays
crazy.
In there. Yeah,
No, yeah.
exactly. It's innate.
That shit's ingrained.
Yeah, like don't mess with a wrestler because
No,
they
God,
will,
no.
like they will mess you up. You know.
Especially me. I barely used any. I'm not just a badass. No, I barely used any strategy. I was a heavyweight, so my strategy was just kind of fall on people.
Yeah. But I mean, you ingrain those techniques in your
Oh,
head.
yeah.
And you know, in like a street brawl, right? Grappling is king, right? Because once you get on the ground,
Get someone
right,
into submission.
someone
That's
can
why you
get-
gotta do jujitsu.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
All right. Never
yeah.
mind.
Okay. Anyway, but yeah, it's funny when idiots fall flat on their face.
No, I strongly agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wrote that one. That's a sadism one.
Avoid direct conflict with others because they may be useful in the future. For that reason specifically.
Well, useful in what way though? Because you don't want to direct conflict. You got to be a peacemaker. You don't want to fight with your friends because you want them to be your friends in the future. Most likely, agree a little.
Agree a little. I tend to dive in, then ask questions later.
I agree strongly. Unfortunately,
I think that is actually something that more people need to be able to do.
Yeah.
You know, like just do things.
Well, sometimes I see
you'll
this.
Figure it out.
This is one of the reasons I think there's something up with my brain is because like every job I've had, something will get explained to me for like 20 minutes. I'll be like, got it. Not a single goddamn thing was retained. And then like I do it
learn by
wrong.
doing, yeah.
Yes, I learn by doing. Yes, that's what
Yeah.
that's what most men do. That's why men generally do better on the SAT and ACT.
Oh, really?
Just that's not a sex thing. That's a legitimate statistic. Because when the school system is kind of made for women, and but when men are allowed to do things on their own, they do quite well.
Huh, yeah. That's interesting. All right. Keep a low profile if you want to get your way.
Agree strongly.
I mean, I think that is
walk
true.
softly, carry a big stick. Teddy Roosevelt.
I know that I am special because people keep telling me so.
That's a double-edged sword question. Special. Disagree a little.
Disagree a little.
Yeah. Everyone's
I
special.
enjoy violent sports. Of course, you were talking about this
Agree
weekend.
strongly. Football. Absolute.
I
Wrestling.
feel like a lot of people
UFC?
would agree strongly,
Absolute-
if they
yeah.
were being honest.
Hockey.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Manipulating the situation takes planning.
Agree strongly. I mean, that's not really a personality question. That's
Yeah,
more just a.
Well, I don't know. I feel like that's more of an experience question.
Actually, don't agree a little because there are some people who just have like a natural like sociopathic talent to just
Yeah,
like
you just can like.
turn people on each other.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
I have some exceptional qualities.
Everyone does, you know. God gives people gifts differently, so I'll agree a little. Actually, agree strongly. Agree strongly. Even though I know it's a narcissism question.
I've been in trouble with the law.
Disagree strongly for it. Only ever gotten
Yeah.
one speeding ticket.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's a
Although a
pretty good
couple
record.
parking tickets, which ended up with me in a feud with ISU parking. They wrote me a $5 ticket. I gave them $5 in pennies, nickels, and dimes in a sandwich baggie. It was a bigger baggie. Put a $10 bill in there, along with it with a note that says, "If you needed money, you could have just asked. I know times are tough, but you don't have to do this."
If you needed money.
I got
That is
glares from.
That's so petty of it.
I know it was, but it's like, you know what? These people piss me off that much.
Okay, some people deserve to suffer.
Well, we all deserve hell. So, agree a little.
Agree a little? Alright.
But because of Jesus, we don't have to.
I'm likely to become a future star in some area.
Neither agree or disagree. That's not up to me.
No, I agree strongly. On the Unorthodox podcast, obviously.
Like, share, and subscribe, people. All right. Next
Okay. I sometimes get into dangerous situations.
one. Agree a little.
Agree a little.
I don't think things through.
Flattery is a good way to get people on your side.
Agree a little. Most people are narcissists in some way, shape, or form. Actually, do agree strongly.
Well, I mean,
strongly.
honestly, that's just true.
People
think.
like their asses kissed.
Well, here's the thing: you can't be disingenuous.
No, of course, yeah.
Like,
People
you
can.
actually have
Most
to-
people can sniff that out from a mile.
Yeah, exactly.
But but when you're dating, people tell you ask the other person about themselves. Yeah, be attentive to them.
Like basic empathy.
Yeah, basic empathy.
Basics, maybe not empathy, just basic social skills.
Really sucks that your parents died in that car crash. Gee, thank you, Evan. Next question.
All right, just for kicks, I've said mean things on social media.
Have I actually? I agree a little. Just for because this account.
Well, wait. Do you remember that when you guys went on the PETA page
Oh.
and started trolling people?
Back in high school, we were all my friends were hanging out. We used to just go on PETA's Instagram page and just troll people in the comments, and we would tag this one vegan chick we had in our class.
I remember one you did was it was a video of a pig, that's obviously not what happens on farms.
Yeah.
They were just taking a video of a pig out of context.
Yeah.
Probably. And I don't know who it was, but they commented, "Yeah, I don't like bacon. I just like dead pigs."
Just love killing pigs.
Yeah.
No, but then PETA did another thing, and I've been wanting to do a sketch on this. It was a campaign. It was meat destroys your sex life, and it was people laying in bed with a chicken or a cow or a pig next to them, and they unintentionally made it look like people were having sex with these farm animals. It's someone had to have seen that, but these people were that dumb. There's no way they
Well, I
noticed.
feel that's probably intentionally, right?
No, I don't. There's no way. It was just it's supposed to. Meat kept you from getting a boner, is what they were saying.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know the way they did. Next question.
Oh well, yeah. I don't know. I love it when a tricky plan succeeds.
Oh hell yeah! Agree strongly. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
You shoot for the moon and you end up hitting
I
Mars.
feel like you're gonna score very highly on this, but I also feel
agree.
like this is.
I already have a title for this episode in mind. Next one.
I like to show off every now and then.
Agree a little.
Yeah, I feel
Sometimes.
like
Have a little pizzazz.
Yeah.
I do stand up, of course I do.
People who mess with me always regret it.
I disagree strongly.
Yeah.
Still working on that assertiveness. We've grown together.
Yeah. Oh wait, but you hope that one day
they
everyone
will.
Regret messing. That's ominous, Evan.
No, but when the show's successful, then they come up to you and say, Evan, I'm so sorry for being a dick to you, man. It's you know what? You're hired. Come on. Prodigal son, baby. That's Christianity.
Yeah. Actually, that's the way to be. That is such a way to be.
Forgiveness.
I know how to hurt someone with words alone.
Agree strongly.
Wait, really?
I have nuclear button options for a lot of people.
Damn. Wow.
I never have to. You want to use it because it's basically mutually assured destruction. But
Is it though?
As in for the relationship. Yes.
Oh yeah. There you go.
A few words.
People are really useful.
A certain
you might
joke.
need to use them later, kind of thing. Choose your sex.
Need someone to stand up. What was that?
Choose your sex. Male, female.
Male. Right? Yes. Results. Let's go, baby.
All right.
Holy shit.
You are a 4 in Machiavellianism.
Mother out of what? 5?
Yep.
Good God.
Your dark triad results. 4. Machiavellianism. Narcissism.
That's
4.
fair.
Psychopathy. 2.5.
Okay, well, normal range. That's fine.
Sadism. 4.2.
Christ in heaven. Okay, wow.
Huh.
That's interesting.
All right.
Evan is not I'm not a psychopath though, so that's a win is a win. Win is a win. We'll do. I want to do another normal Jordan Peterson Big 5 personality traits. Although I've done that before, I kind of want to do it again. So I've done some self-improvement stuff. I landed in the 99th percentile for neuroticism in that.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Holy.
I was like,
dude.
oh my goodness, that is not good.
That is nuts.
Oh.
No bueno.
No, we'll do that some other time though. All right, you can exit out of that. That's kind of terrifying, actually.
Yeah. So.
We'll edit that out.
Yeah.
I scored 0 and all. No, but a little bit of those is good because if you're like a 0.5 narcissist, you're probably depressed. You have a very low self-esteem.
Yeah. Well, either that or you just don't care what people think of you.
Yeah, everyone does. Everyone says that. Everyone does at some level. What are you, Buddhist? Jesus.
You just kind of let go of all of the things.
Where are we at for time?
We're at 48 minutes.
Okay. We got some fan emails.
All right.
We got 3 of them. Well, one of them was an Instagram message, but
Hey, we'll take it. We're so lonely.
yes, we are totally lonely. Do this. Send these in. Yeah, you want some personal advice? I burp a lot on the show. I've noticed that.
Oh, really?
I don't know why.
Do you think it's like a nervous thing?
I think it's the water. I drink a
okay.
lot of water. Gallon a day, baby. So, first question. Question for Evan and Tech Guy. What is the biggest problem facing both sides of the aisle?
Oh, man.
I'm assuming they mean political.
Yeah, political aisle, man. Or maybe they mean in Whole Foods.
That's also true. I think the existence of Whole Foods. I think we just nuke every Whole Foods.
Yeah, Whole Foods is probably the issue.
Well, the
to
thing is,
both of these.
Well, no,
questions.
like a lot of the right wing is going more towards like kind of more like carnivore and organic stuff like that, and like
Well,
I think they should like, the Whole Foods should lean into that and
Here's
hold
the
like
thing-
Trump
here's the
rallies.
thing when you're talking about like the right wing is starting to do that, that's been like a left wing thing for a long time.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right, and I think that is actually indicative of something that and this is not a new thing to say, but the right and the left agree on a whole lot more than anyone would like to admit.
Well, no,
On
it's a
any
lot
of
of the left,
parties that
unfortunately,
wanna
is
control
kind
us
of big.
would like
Is
to
kind of
admit.
big corporation, pro big corporation these days, and they
No,
say
that
they're-
is not true.
I disagree.
I mean,
Money,
I
money, money.
could
Maybe on a personal level, not.
I
but-
could maybe see you saying that they're big corporation in the sense that they support certain subsidies to certain corporations
like BlackRock.
in order. Yeah, like kind of. I don't know. A lot of liberals though are concerned about them buying single-family homes. But that's the thing too. A lot of these issues, if you really dig into them, we're all concerned about
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the same things.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I agree.
Like,
You go for it. What's the biggest side? What problem? Do each side. What's the biggest problem with liberals and conservatives?
problem with liberals.
And then conservative. We'll
I
both do
think-
both. We'll both do both.
Honestly, I think that this is a big problem on both sides, but I think it actually is maybe worse for liberals, is just like the virtue signaling that you see,
Yeah.
right? The idea that someone's not actually thinking about what they believe or what they should think. People are just taking the default position.
No, yeah, I get that.
Drives me nuts, right? Because often, like, I'll even agree with someone, when they say something, but I disagree with like how they arrived at that premise. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah,
'Cause it's like
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just doesn't. Like it's just a default answer. Or for instance, I have a friend who's Catholic, and they were talking about how they support the right to abortion just because they think that it's
Not how that works.
not- because they have a religious reason for disagreeing with abortion, right?
Oh, you said they agree
Yeah.
with abortion.
So they personally say, for me, like, no, if my partner was pregnant, I would not.
But they
be in
agree
favor
with it
of
on a
abor-
policy
abortion.
standpoint. That doesn't
But
make
on
any
a
sense.
policy standpoint, right? It doesn't make sense for me to try to limit other people's beliefs because that's a religious stance.
No,
for me,
that's
right?
evil. I see. I've heard
Anyway,
that
but-
argument. Okay.
But the point with that is, right? And like, I'm not really talking about.
No, yeah,
that
no, I
whole
get you.
thing.
I do wanna
But
make a comment on
The
it,
point
though.
is
Of course
that
I do.
during this conversation, the people who he was talking to, first of all, their brains were completely broken because they were
Most
like,
people's
wait, so the important thing for them was, wait, so you're on our side. Like, it wasn't important at all what the actual conversation or what was happening.
Yep.
It was just, are you on our side or are you with us or them?
Yeah.
You know?
Now, I will say, though, that I've heard a lot of conservatives say that. It's like, oh, I personally disagree with abortion, but I'm just so limited government that I think it should be legal. No, that's not how it works. It's either a life or it's not. I won't go into abortion, but that's...
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
we can go in circles on
What,
that
oh,
topic.
God. What about the right?
Well, I want to hear it, because I'd say...
Well, no, I want you to do both, and I'll do both.
Oh, okay.
We'll both do both.
Well, actually, no, let's do both do the left. What do you think is
Okay,
the big problem with the left?
Hyper-compassion. There's a certain level of compassion that's, good and warranted, but I think the left is what I would like to call murderously compassionate. They're the difference between nice and kind?
Yeah. Well,
Nice
no,
just
actually,
kind of lets you. It's like if a kid wants to have cookies, cake, ice cream, and lollipops for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's the nice thing to do to let him have that, but it's the kind thing to do to say no. You'll get fat and you'll rot your teeth. And I think the left is nice, the right is kind. That is my opinion on, and you'll see that with the left. They kind of have no limits. If you're progressive, you kind of can't have any limits. You can't have a line. That's kind of the definition. And that ends up with, saying things like children should cut off their healthy genitalia, we should open the border for anyone and everyone, fuck whoever wants to go through, 300 terrorists caught. That's my main problem with the left. Their biggest problem, I would say, is hyper-compassion, which didn't used to be a problem with them, but it is now.
Well, I mean,
after the progressives have kind of co-opted the whole party.
That's also just kind of like the perception, right? If you talk to a lot of progressives, they don't like fully agree with a lot of what you.
But they can't even say.
Right, but the point is that the perception is that they all think one thing. Well,
that's a perception of both.
Yeah, exactly. Neither party is a monolith, and so I don't know. I think that's the biggest. I mean, that goes back to what I was saying.
I've heard no progressive disagree with any of those, though. I've heard people say that we don't all think that. Do you? Yes.
Well, but the thing is, too, when they say yes, it's often varying degrees of yes, Right? Like, yeah.
All right, now do the right.
Okay, so the right. Man.
I got one.
I think that probably the biggest problem
I have a few, actually.
with the right is that I think that there's a big information problem on the right in the sense that and this is one thing that I was actually just listening to a thing about and they were actually talking about both sides. No, actually this wasn't an NPR. I think that sometimes airs on certain NPR
he likes
stations,
that government media cock.
So they were talking about, for instance, right, when you look at, for instance, okay, so the guy who got fired for calling Arizona during the election, right?
Yep.
Why did he get fired? Because people saw him call Arizona and then immediately said, that doesn't agree with my narrative.
No, it could have just been a dumbass, super early dumbass call.
Well, I mean, but he was right,
What does it matter if he was right? What if he was wrong?
I mean, he may have been wrong, but they would have switched it, and that's not something that was fireable. But the point is that their ratings started tanking as soon as he correctly called that, right? And then he got fired, and so the point was not that the information was correct or incorrect, it was that the information doesn't agree with my narrative.
I agree.
And so, and I think that the left does this too, actually. I mean, a lot of these issues are just things that people do.
No, actually, that's a good point.
But yeah, that's, I think, one of the big issues is on honestly both sides, but I think definitely on the right is that people select their information and then their, source of information after they decide what they already believe.
Yeah, I would say, I don't know how to describe this. Hypocrisy, maybe, and this, like we said before, this is a problem with people in general, but specifically on the right. You see, I've noticed a lot of people who self-profess liberals. They live their personal lives as conservatives. It's actually hilarious to watch. But a lot of self-professed conservatives live their lives as the most promiscuous liberals you've ever seen, and you'll notice this in kind of the more frat boy conservatives. A lot of the, I'm sorry to say this, I'm gonna do a whole segment on this. Farmers. A lot of you. Fucking dumbass red hat wearing people. There's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna give me shit for this. I don't care. This genuinely pisses me off. I mean, who just fucking Trump and build a wall and shit. Please more money, government. Please, daddy. Fucking build that wall, and then they'll hire stores and stores of illegal immigrants who know green card. And we talked about that. I have a personal vendetta against that. Got fired.
You wanted to walk. All you wanted was to
walk beans for $18 an hour. No,
you just wanted to be amongst the beans.
And that's. On the frat boy side, you have the people who wear the Trump hats. You had the Trump who visited the frat house here. They aren't conservatives. Just what is a conservative? You are conserving traditional, more likely than not, Christian values. And these people will, and I'm not saying I'm sinless. Of course, I do this stuff a lot, all the time, more than I like. Promiscuous sex, premarital sex, porn, excessive drunkenness. You'll see that all the time, and they don't really care because they don't really want to be conservatives. They just think liberals are weird, which they're right. And they just like the name conservative because it sounds better. They, like I said, they just don't want to be called liberals, but it's what they are, and they think Trump is funny.
Well, and it's also it is, and you might disagree with this, but I think when you're selective, honestly, with either ideology, with conservative or liberal ideologies,
that's one thing. You were right about that. Most of these are just problems with people.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. But for instance, I think for a lot of white men, conservative, very easy ideology, especially if you take certain parts, right?
do you
Because
mean?
like for instance,
Well, it's actually
part
not
of the
easy
whole-
if you
but-
actually follow the actual tenets.
yeah, if you really take
But-
everything,
well,
you know,
people
but
I
here's the
mentioned
other
don't.
thing- here's the other thing too is we have a two-party system, and
Yeah.
there's really no party that actually fits anyone's beliefs.
No, I don't want to hear bitching about
You
the
know.
two-party system.
But
Then you end up
anyway.
with Justin Trudeau.
Anyway, but
30% of the
what
fucking
I was
vote.
saying before is like, you know, if you're like a white man, conservative, like that's a great ideology for you because that means that you're in charge in the household, like you're in charge of.
Well, on
you
the
know,
flip side, the
pretty much
biggest
everything. Yeah, I mean the
liberal
bricklayers
voting,
and
the
you
biggest
know, yeah, you
liberal voting bloc is suburban white women.
yeah, and
That's the only reason the Democrats are in power.
Well, yeah, I mean, and you know, that probably is because suburban white women see
Which
like,
they're
for
kind of
instance,
turning.
that they don't
Slowly.
earn as much as men doing the same work, which we can debate.
How far do you want to go into that one?
Let's
How far do you want to go into that one? Because it's not true.
Let's just leave that at some people. Like depending on your political affiliation, you may or may not believe that one.
At a baseline, it's true, but if you compare a lot of other factors like degree, how long they've been in the company, work put in, overtime hours, it's actually not true at all. And if you actually take all those in factors, women actually make a little bit more than men. It's mostly equal. Anyway, next question.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
Hey, Bald Lightning. Love this. I think I know who this is already. A lot of the emails we get, I think, so far from people we know.
wait, is that a nickname that you've accumulated?
It's not, but I know, I think I know where it comes from, and I think I know who this is. Hey, Bald Lightning, love the show, thought the Santa sketch was amazing, would love to see more. I have an idea who it is, where they came from. Okay, would love to see more stuff like that. The Santa 4,000 views on a sketch of me
pretty
eating,
genuinely
dressed like
good, yeah.
Santa eating a fentanyl laced cookie in OD.
Yeah.
It was like a PSA. Oh my god, I filmed that in 10 minutes too.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you were a Catholic on the show and made a lot of jokes about us Protestants. My question to you is, do you think Protestants go to hell? What makes the Catholic Church right and us wrong? I can't say that. I don't know. It's not up to me. I don't know. No, I'm not going to judge the salvation of anyone else. It's not my job. What makes the Catholic Church right and us wrong? We were the first. I said that. You really trace back the original Christians. We were mentioned in maybe James. It's a certain Greek word, but it actually means Catholic. Even if you Google it, it's who started so and so denomination, and that's a problem. I have a problem when people just cast a broad brush over Protestants, because you'll have like big church evangelicals all the way to Anglicans, which are basically just cosplaying as Catholics, but are the exact same thing.
Dude, there's an Anglican. Yeah, never mind.
There's also Orthodox, but I know next to nothing about them. They also claim to be first. They broke off like 500 years before even the Protestants did.
Mm-hmm.
I would say we are the closest to what the original Christians taught in terms of like what's the word I'm looking for here? Theology, views on the Eucharist. Yeah. That's my big thing. I do want to do a whole segment on that. I want to do like certain thing on trial, like, and it's like a whole thing to defend. And
Yeah. Here's one of the things that I think about this.
I don't know.
whole,
You're
like,
a heretic. What do you got?
thing. Yeah. I think that like, for me,
I say,
like,
how hot do you like your fire?
like, you know, in terms of whether you go to heaven or not, the biggest thing.
Well, that's why I'm not going to comment. Is that's not up to me.
Have you accepted, you know,
Worried about
Jesus
mine.
Christ, and do you generally like have a relationship with God the Father, right?
Yes.
And you know, oftentimes in Christianity, we are supposed to compare God to a loving Father.
Yes.
Right? A loving Father
Doesn't let you do whatever you want, which is where the
doesn't let you do
progressive
whatever you want, right?
Christians get it wrong. That's
But-
another thing I will mention.
But right, doesn't when someone like a loving father doesn't look through like a list of rules and go like, but in Article 3, Aisle 17, you know, sentence 12, you didn't do this, you know.
Well, that's the thing,
right?
though. There is
I
a little
think-
bit of words in there, because the only time Jesus we see in the Bible personally judge people
Mm-hmm.
is based on their works. It's in Revelations where he's like, you're going to hell because I was hungry, you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty, and gave me nothing to drink. And when did we do this to you? It was like, whatever you did for the least of my brothers, that you did unto me.
Mm-hmm.
Faith without works is dead. That's also in James.
Yeah.
I will also say,
Well, but my whole point is that like I don't think that there's a bunch of technicalities.
no technicalities.
Going,
no one's
like,
going
I
to
think
be
there's,
damned
like, a
because
ton
they
of-
stole
yeah.
a candy bar and they forgot about
But
it
if
when they
you
were a child.
live as a Christian and you have a relationship with God, like
That's a whole
you know,
other can of
yeah.
worms. But yes, essentially, I think, like I
That's
said,
fine.
there's a
That's
little bit of different ideas between Protestant and Catholic
Mm-hmm.
salvation theology, soteriology. I don't know if I've only seen that word written. But one thing I will notice, though, is no matter how you like to cut it, homosexuality is a sin. It doesn't matter how you cut it, it is. And one thing I would say, half the Protestant churches in town they'll have rainbow flags, they'll have pride flags, black lives matter flag. I have never seen that on a Catholic church. And what does it mean to say that Christ came down and he says, Peter, upon this rock I will build my church, you are the rock, and what was the word? I think I'm paraphrasing. And the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. That's when Jesus made Peter the first pope. He didn't call himself the first pope. That was like 300 years afterwards. But he came to Rome to set up the Church of Rome. And essentially they called him the bishop. And Linus was the second pope. And he's mentioned by Paul in there. Like people like Timothy and someone else are basically training to be clergy. But when Jesus says the gates of hell shall not prevail against it, what does that mean? It means essentially that your church, I think, isn't affirming sin necessarily. And that's the thing, when you say, oh, the Protestants have it right, which Protestants? Who has it right?
Exactly.
30,000 denominations or something like that? Mm-hmm. Is what I constantly say. Like Catholics are wrong, Protestants right. Which one? Because it doesn't matter, really? A lot of them have very different views. Like compare a Lutheran to a Baptist on certain views. Like, and you're a Baptist, right?
Well, kind of. I don't know. I don't like the idea of denominations. I think that it is just about.
Well, the good news is there's only one. There's only one true one. Join it.
Anyway,
one of us.
Move on.
Google. Submit to Rome, heretic. Anyway. No. Oh, I'm sorry, God. If that was, we'll talk afterwards. I'm sorry. Next question. I feel bad about that. There is some conviction. All right.
Yeah.
What's up, Unortho Bros? Really enjoying the content. I first want to suggest, this is the Instagram message.
Okay.
I first want to suggest that you use an AI app like Opus to clip your show so you can post daily clips. You fucking do an advertisement? Where's your promo code? I use it for my music and it has really upped my game. My actual question for you, though, is what advice would you give a young man entering college this fall for finding a significant other? All right, I got this one.
Okay.
So what you gonna do? You're gonna find some hot-looking honey you like. You're walking up to her, you're gonna slap her on the ass. You're gonna say, "Bitch, my place, 9. We're gonna have some fucking, good fucking. You're gonna make me a sandwich afterwards. We're gonna watch Wheel of Fortune."
Wow, that was forceful.
Name one thing wrong with what I just said.
I could name probably several.
Well, all right, Mister, I am married. What do you got?
Okay, well, first of all, right off from the gate, when you say find some hot honey you like, weird way to start it. Okay, we'll do a speed run. We'll speed run through just a few of these points. Slap her on the ass, quote unquote.
Proper pepper spray decontamination milk is a good.
Well, yeah.
Gunshot wounds a little bit harder.
You might get pepper sprayed or tased or something. That is also sexual assault.
Clearly, I was joking. What is your actual advice?
My advice would be.
Well, you play guitar.
Okay,
I looked at your account a little bit. Just like walk up to her, start.
No. My genuine advice is, doesn't matter what kind of club it is. Join an organization.
Oh, I thought you meant like.
Yeah, no. Join an organization.
I would agree to that. I've got a lot of dates on those.
Just like if it's the fishing club, if it's the ski club.
The fishing club is going to be slim pickings. I'll tell you that right
dancing,
now.
If it's
ballroom dancing's a good one.
Yeah.
Ooh, I went to a couple things.
Oh yeah, you did?
Yes.
I meant to do it and then I never did. But just whatever you do, join a club because that club likely will be your group of friends.
And one thing
that's where you will find your friends.
And one thing that I will say, you have to figure out what you really want. You can't. It's not really something. A significant other is not really something you can what's the word? Settle on.
Yeah.
Well, it's settle as in like
you wanna. Yeah.
Values are probably the most important thing. I'd say, and I'm single, so what the hell do I know?
Yeah.
But.
Well,
and maybe there's a reason for that, because I used to just I used to say, all right, I'm going to find really not the first person, but whatever's good. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good, but maybe not, because this is the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Don't date unless you're ready to get married, is what I would say. Because otherwise, why are you doing it? Don't date with intention.
I actually kind of disagree with the don't date unless you're ready to get married. Because, first of all, I started dating my
So you're going to
wife,
fuck, you're going to catch,
before I was ready to get married.
Dating's a lot like, hold on, dating's a lot like fishing. You're going to catch so many fish, you're going to put most of them back, but eventually you'll catch one you want to eat. And by catch and release, I mean fucking.
mathematically, you're supposed to reject the first 37% of candidates you get for any sort of position. That includes, like, potential significant others. So, the first 37% of your dating life, you should reject every candidate. Then,
Maybe don't do that.
No, okay. But then, you keep dating, right? Keep rejecting, and as soon as you hit the best, someone who's as good or better than someone in the first 37% of your quote-unquote dating life, then that is the person
Don't turn it into a math equation.
Anyway, that is actually mathematically how you should do this. Don't
See,
ask how I know this. But
The apps, I would say, let me...
Hard
It's
to find something
possible.
serious.
No, yeah. We know someone who found someone they're probably gonna marry on Tinder, which is like I mean, I'll even tell him, like,
I mean,
dude,
it can happen.
I've had conversations with this guy. It's like, dude, it's like, he's like, no, I really I felt something when I met. It's like, no, you didn't. You saw a boob. It's like, how? It's like,
And you know what? And I'm gonna be honest. That's okay.
It is okay. Just admit it. It bothers me. He doesn't admit it.
Like,
No,
you
but
have a relationship now, and no one can take that away from you.
No,
you
for
know?
sure.
Yeah.
Hinge, Hinge is probably the best one because you actually get a lot more information on people, like political beliefs, religion, and
Honestly,
that's the other thing I'd say.
Political beliefs. You know what? I married someone who has different political beliefs than me, and it's going great so far. You know, so
Yeah, so far.
like-
No, but religion I think is more important than that. I'd say, like, don't be unequally yoked. That's also in the Bible.
Yeah, I mean, like, know what you're willing to compromise.
Yes,
on.
yes. But not the important thing. I would say politics are pretty important too, because
Sort
and
of.
it worked for you. I'd say, but you could get some stuff. Someone who might be more militant. Be like,
Yeah.
what if your 8-year-old son comes up to you and is like, Mommy, Daddy, I want to be a girl. What do you say? And you say, that's fun. Go play outside. Just, all right, we're gonna get you. Your name is now Madeline. We're gonna get you dressed up in dresses. We're gonna get you hormone blockers. And you say, no, go play outside. Here's a football. And you go softly cry and bang your head against the wall because he's probably gay. Because like 92% of kids who just grow up, they're actually just gay. No, but and you say, what if you want to get a gun for the house? And I don't like guns. We're not getting a gun. I'd say it's a little more important. Maybe don't bring it up on the first date, but just keep it in mind.
Yeah. I mean,
Kids, or
here's
it's
the
like
other
if you
thing,
want
too.
kids. Here's the thing. You're not dating to change someone. That's not your job.
That is very
that's
true.
something I know I've
Big
seen
mistake.
I've seen the Spotify and YouTube statistics. We have some women who watch this. You're not dating to change someone. That's not your job.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's
men too,
up to it there.
absolutely.
Men too, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't. Don't be dating hoes, essentially. See, and you'll have a lot of Christian men and red pill say you can't date a woman with a high body count, even if she's repentant and don't do it anymore. No.
Yeah, like, come on, people can change.
People can change.
Yeah.
I would disagree. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. But honestly, not just to find like someone to be with, but also to find friends.
Yeah.
Join a club.
Join a club. Join a club. Join social organizations. Go to the gym. Don't go to the gym to meet someone. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, not to meet someone. Although
just
go
go
to the gym
get in.
because
Yes,
it's good for you.
yes.
Yeah.
Get into shit. Trust me. You will get more confident. I weighed 260 pounds in high school. I weigh less than that now. I have way more muscle. I feel way better about myself. Trust me.
Well,
it helps a
honestly,
lot.
I feel like I look better than I did in high school, but I also have gained weight since high school. Like that too. Like it's not about the weight on the scale. It's about like just like what you athletically.
How much
can
you
do.
can deny.
No, but like, it's about your like athletic ability and your like.
To sum it up, really, I would say find a woman you like, whether on an app or in real life. Find out her name or social media without her telling you. Find out where she lives. Follow her home in a car very slowly, and if she turns around, speed off.
Well, yeah.
Preferably wear a hood if you're going, on foot. Keep your head down like that.
Develop a relationship with her parents.
With her, yes.
Yeah.
Without her knowing it, maybe
Find
she
out
walks
who her
into.
parents are,
Yes.
what they're into.
Maybe-
So, like for instance, when I say join a club, maybe it's her mom's book club.
Maybe it's her mom's
right?
book club. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe you just happen to show up at her house one day with a book with something she forgot, i.e., you stole out of her purse.
Yeah, exactly. Just stuff that's sweet things like that. Women love that.
See, this is where we need that big flasher on the screen that I want says, for legal reasons, this is a joke. This is where we would do that.
Yeah, we've needed that a few times in this.
No, but
during this
the
podcast.
statistics show a lot less young men are getting married and a lot less then a lot more women are a lot less satisfied because they were kind of lied to. They were
Yeah.
told that you can have it all. You can be the girl boss and have the kids
Well-
eventually. And it turns out you age, and a lot of women froze their eggs, and it turns out they don't really fit that well anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's not. I don't even think that it's like you can't have it all ish. I mean, like obviously there's a biological clock and everything.
Admittedly, for
But-
men, we kind of can. For women, it's a
Yeah.
little bit different.
Which I mean, that sucks.
It does
you know?
suck, but
But the thing too is
you
just,
got the oven, we got the spoon.
Yeah. I mean, I think the
It's a
thing
gross
is.
analogy.
Yeah, I think there's a big like anti-traditional family, and if you want that, it's okay.
You
It's
should
okay
you
to
should want a
that.
traditional
It's
family.
okay not to want that too. I mean, maybe we just differ on this, but I think it's okay not to want that. It's just that we shouldn't push either thing. We should.
I
Just
think
let
we should
people
be pushing
decide
people
what
to
they
have
want.
kids at this point. Absolutely.
Here's
No,
the thing:
yeah,
if you're
yeah.
liberal,
Yeah.
if you're liberal,
Maybe don't.
no. If you're liberal,
Vasectomies all the way.
Here's your reason to have kids: is that conservatives do have way more kids than you. You'll live in
We
a
be
conservative world if you don't start having kids. But
If
that's
that's a
weird
good
thing
point.
to say,
If
but-
you are liberal, vasectomies are cheap. You know, they are reversible, but I wouldn't recommend it, of course. If you're a woman out there, hysterectomies, I don't know those words. You know, just generally sterilization, maybe. All right, so we've burned this into the ground. You got that advice. Be careful with the apps. Try them if you want. See if you like them. Don't
I mean,
get too hung
There's
up.
also no shame in the apps.
There's no
as
shame
well.
in the
Yeah.
apps at all, no.
They're-
I mean, just don't get too hung up if someone unmatched with you, because
Yeah,
it's going to happen. Though,
Also,
like,
there's
for,
like
like,
a way higher percentage of men on those apps.
yes,
So it's very,
like women are getting
it's a rough-
bombed
yeah.
constantly. Like I've seen the statistics on Tinder. Women like match with 4% of the men. Men match with like 70% of the way. It's some
Yeah.
insane. It's so yeah. Don't get too hung up. Don't take him too seriously. And maybe that'll even let you loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Don't fixate.
Don't fix it.
Don't
Yeah.
fixate. That's weird.
Let shit go. If a woman says, "Hey, it's not working out," say, "Hey,
Yeah.
have a nice life.
Right.
Move on."
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What time are we at?
We are at an hour and 15.
Good God. All right, let's wrap this up. TikTok, Instagram, X. Maybe not TikTok for long. Hopefully. Do that at Unortho Bros. Why is that at the bottom of the screen?
I
There we
have
go.
no
We
idea.
need to find a way to make that look less like a PowerPoint.
Yeah, that's looking pretty sad.
Yeah. Show email.
We need some impact font with that.
Little
Outline,
italicized.
yeah.
The unorthodoxpod@gmail.com is that email. That will be changing soon.
Yeah, that's not showing up.
It's not showing up. Fuck it. They can find it in the comments.
Okay,
All this will
yep.
be in the comments. Watch us on YouTube, Rumble, listen to us on Spotify. I'm maybe going to move us over to Twitch too. Venmo us, give us your money. You have too much money. I want some of your money at Evan-Brennan-10. Why is that not on the
Right.
screen?
Yeah, we got
There we
it.
go. Booyah. Evan-Brennan-10 has said, you have money. You don't need all that money. I need some of that money. I'll match $1 of that money.
Give
every
us
day.
money.
No.
Give us money now.
So be sure to like, share, subscribe. I love saying that. All your friends, Instagram, message them. Put it in the Pornhub comments. Link it.
Yep.
People will click on it, say, "Hey, hot boobs over here," and it turns out they're mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rickroll people with Evans.
Rickroll people with me. Yes. It just, what's the word? Like edge people with my. No,
Oh,
don't say
wow,
that,
yeah.
Evan.
Wow.
Wow, great way to end the show. That'll do it. Maybe, possibly see you next week. Keep it unorthodox. Let's close her up.